Duels is good. Just me.
Yeah, right. Bringing
Just
you
me.
down, my man. I'm bringing you down.
The headset is good, though. It can push the ears down.
It's senior night in Hartford. 3 Hawks honored before tonight's game. Asa Atia, Jack Cobbs, and Mark Pelosis. 3 play their final home game here in the regular season. ESPN presents men's college basketball. Live from Chase Arena and Rich Family Pavilion in West Hartford, Connecticut. The University of Hartford Hawks host the UMBC Retrievers. We'll take a look at the American East standings as you look across the top and see Hartford and UMBC tied at 11-4. The winner grabs the number 2 seed and will host UMass Lowell on Saturday. Loser gets the 3 seed and will host New Hampshire on Saturday as well. And with Adam Finkelstein, Jeff Tilley with you. Good to have you with us. Hartford looking to become the 2 seed for the first time since 2007 when they went to their championship game against, oddly enough, UMBC. And Adam, as we take a look at the Retrievers, Jarris Lyles, one of the top players in the league, and boy, he was a handful last time these two teams got together.
Well, he is the America East leading scorer, and a big part of that is because he dropped 35 on Hartford when these two teams met in Baltimore. This is a guy who can get buckets at all 3 levels. He shoots the 3, he can get to the rim, he's got a pull-up game. There's not much he can't do, so he will take advantage of whatever the defense gives him.
And for the Hawks, John Carroll coming off a brilliant effort, 23 points, 15 rebounds Saturday in Binghamton. That great game earned him the Co-Player of the Week honors in the conference, but boy, he's a big guy inside. He's had a great season.
Yeah, and I think getting him playing at a high level is so important to this Hawks team as they look to make their stretch run, and he certainly did play at a high level the other day at Binghamton, not just scoring the ball and rebounding, but also making plays with his passing ability.
Now we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and for UMBC, it's Arkell Lamar from Bridgeport, Connecticut, on the all-rookie team last year. Really hasn't missed a beat this season, averaging double figures in his games thus far.
Yeah, a little bit of a homecoming for Arkell, and certainly someone you're going to want to watch tonight because he's going to want to put on for the local fans in attendance.
And for the Hartford 5 to start, 3 seniors, including walk-on Mark Pelosis. What a story, Adam. At shoot-around today, and it shows you what John Carroll means to this team and Pelosis. John Carroll went to John Gallagher, the Hawks head coach, and said, Pelosis gets the start tonight, right, Coach? And John said, well, if you're telling me, I think we should maybe go with it. And it shows you, again, how hard that Mark has worked to be a walk-on and start here on senior night.
Well, and Carroll didn't just say you should start him. He said take me out.
Right, exactly.
Let him have my spot. And I think that's all the more, important. And it tells you a lot about what Pelosis' teammates think of him.
Tonight's officials, as assigned by the America East Conference, Brandon Cruz, Nathan Farrell, and Donnie Epley. As we get set for tip-off, there's Pelosis. And again, there's not a kid liked more throughout campus and certainly on this Hartford team. And I'm sure adrenaline will be running for Pelosis.
Jason Dunn saying, okay, I know you haven't done this before, but you're on the other side, my man.
And the ball is tipped and tap won by Hartford. That's Hawks in the home whites with the red trim, and UMBC in the golden road uniforms with Retrievers in black. As they hand off to Dunn, turns the corner. Inside it goes to Pelosis, who goes up for the shot as it's swatted away, and Retrievers come up with a rebound.
That was the right play, though. Nice cut. Had to go up with it.
And now a steal is Hobbs, the senior, getting the start today. Hobbs making his 34th career start, and he gets the turnover. Into the hands it goes of J.R. Lynch.
The guy who started this season in the starting lineup, but has gone to the bench, but still found moments to come up big for this Hartford team down the stretch.
And there you see Atia getting called for steps, and that offensive possession results in a turnover. UMBC's already won 20 games, 20-10, 11-4 in the conference. They average over 68 a game. They yield 67 a contest.
Well, second year in a row that this team has won 20 or more games under Ryan Odom's leadership, and a tremendous accomplishment. The year before he took over, they won 7 games.
Zaka with the basketball on that right sideline. Gives it off to Lamar. Lamar, now to Maura, steps into a 3. Can't get the shot to go. Atia secures the rebound. Off it goes to Lynch, who immediately gets fouled by the Retrievers.
And Here comes John Carroll.
So Mark Pelosis gets a nice hand from his teammates and a lot of the support here at Rich Family Pavilion. And here comes the potential all-conference selection, John Carroll. Boy, what a season he's had.
Well, and I'll tell you what, mission accomplished for John Gallagher, because you were able to start your walk-on, get him that, hear his name announced, let him jump it up, you play a minute, and it's still even. So you didn't hurt your team.
Right, and a moment he'll never forget. Here's Dunn, steps in with 3, clanks off the side of the rim. Moura grabs the rebound on the run. Here's Lyles back the other side for the Retrievers.
So important for Dunn to pick his spots. We know he can make tough shots, but has this tendency to settle for them sometimes.
And as Sherburne tries the 3, that is off the mark, and Lynch pulls down the rebound underneath the basket to secure for Hartford.
Sherburne played his prep school basketball at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire. Has had a terrific career for UMBC.
Well, Lyles with a nice play to save it for the Retrievers as Hartford turns it over. Now Maura got to go coast to coast. Throws it right in the hands of Hobbs, who gets his second steal.
Well, Maura at his size, he cannot leave his feet without a plan. If anything, he should capitalize on the ability to hold his dribble going through the lane.
There's Dunn in front of the UMBC bench. Gives it to Hobbs inside to Attia, who gets called for steps again. He tried to dunk, but he'll get called for traveling. Hawks average 71.3 a game. They give up 66 a contest. And the 30th game of the season for Hartford. What a season. 18 wins. That's the most ever in the regular season in the Division I era. And more importantly, 11-4 in league play.
It has been a terrific season, especially in the last 6 weeks or so. They've just been playing at a very high level and getting better as they go, which any coach will tell you is the goal down the stretch of the season.
Lyles tries to motor his way and gets fouled as he's sent to the free throw line for the Retrievers. You take a look at Ryan Odom in his second season, back-to-back 20-win seasons, the first time in program history. And they had a great coach before, Randy Monroe, got this team to the NCAA championship and the NCAA tournament. And I should say the championship, NCAA tournament, the America East Championship.
And that was the year they beat Hartford,
That
correct?
was it, the championship game. You're exactly right.
John Gallagher was the associate head coach to Dan Leibovitz that year?
You got that, yep. Lebo is the head coach. John is his top assistant. So a lot of history between these two teams. And again, it comes down to the final game of the season and the 2 seed on the line. Lyles, this is the second. And securing the rebound, it's John Carroll. Now, for Hartford to be picked 8th and to finish potentially at number 2, what a job by Coach Gallagher and the entire coaching staff for the Hawks. There's Weatherington tries a 3, and that's going to clank off the side of the rim. He had a hand of the rebound.
That's Weatherington's first trip up the floor. He let it fly. That's what he does. He can make shots and not going to hesitate giving an open look.
Lyles gets some space against Lynch. Can't get the shot to go. Both teams really struggling from the field. There's Lynch for Hartford back the other side. Lynch drives in and gets fouled.
Good defense that time. Forcing Lyles into the tough 2. That is exactly what you want to do in situations like that.
Dunn inbounds, gets it into Lynch. Now Weatherington backing his way in, throws it up from 6, can't get the shot to go. Carroll in the hand, the rebound, couldn't bring it in cleanly. It's Aachen that grabs it, the 2-time Rookie of the Week in the conference. Now Sherburne takes the 3, that's off the side of the rim, and both teams really struggling from the floor.
Well, and Sherburne is a guy that you can't afford to give too many open looks to because he can knock them down. One of the better spot-up shooters in the conference.
Hartford 0 for 5 to start. UMBC is 0 for 3. Now Lynch tries the 3. He can't get the shot to go. Attia had a hand on the rebound, but Ferris Lyles comes up with it. Now Lamar tries the 3. It's an air ball. It goes out of bounds, and UMBC will hear it as they miss for the 5th time from the floor.
And, it's interesting. He's shooting over 40% from the three-point line this year, but was a guy that was not known as a shooter coming up the ranks in high school. So I think that shooting percentage is really indicative of the quality of looks he's getting. In other words, the spacing and ball movement that this UMBC team plays with.
4 minutes in the books, and no one with a basket so far. UMBC with a 1 point. Now Carroll tries the 3. That's going to just graze the netting underneath the cylinder. Back the other side, here's Maura. Maura gets some space and tries a 2 and connects.
Well, we've played 4 minutes And shot selection has become a problem here for Hartford because J.R. Lynch, Jason Dunn, and John Carroll have all taken ill-advised shots. So when things are struggling, you have to trust the system that much more. The trying to make a big play, the home run play, isn't the way to dig yourself out of it.
The Hawks shoot 46% for the field as Lynch goes in as his shot altered. Rebound taken down by UMBC's Jarvis Lyles. Now Maura, a three, and that's short, and Hartford pulls down the rebound. But the Hawks have been well below that average at 46 in 4 of their last 5 games, but still 4-1 over that span. They were 3 for 19 from three-point land Saturday at Binghamton, but Hartford still sealed the deal against the Bearcats.
Well, they did, and that was, this is a team that very rarely wins by big margins, as you see the third turnover of the game on Hassan Atiyah.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say that he got pushed a little bit, but he'll get called for his third traveling violation. 14:59 to go. UMBC on top 3-0 here in Hartford.
At Trinity Health of New England, together means 5 hospitals, 2,500 doctors, and 13,000 colleagues, working together to put patients and the community first. So compassionate, high-quality health care is more accessible to everyone and closer to you.
I don't think you can overstate how big of an advantage it is to be playing a championship game in front of your home crowd.
Standing room only, and just at the end, like having everybody rush the court, it's like a surreal feeling.
Obviously that shot, has been a big part of this program's history, and they did a lot of winning here, and that's why I came here. We had that opportunity, just got to take it.
Just to go out as a winner.
Cut down the nets at home. Win at home, win it all.
Our house rules.
Our house rules.
Our house rules.
Hartford UMBC leading, and it's a 32nd all-time meeting between these two teams. The Hawks lead the all-time series 17-14, and Hartford has won 6 of 8 of the last 8 matchups. Hartford 9-7 here at home against UMBC. And again, it's a series that does go back, and the biggest date for both of these schools was back in 2007, the American East Championship game. Both teams at national television got together in Baltimore, that noontime start, and it was UMBC. Hartford scored the first basket. Seemed like yesterday. Quite honest, Adam, I called the game. Sheriff von Rosenberg, quick 2, and then just after that, UMBC went on quite the run and never was really close, and the Retrievers got to the NCAA tournament. As you take a look at the standings, Hartford and UMBC both 11-4. If the Hawks win, they get the 2 seed. They would host UMass Lowell here on Saturday in Hartford. If UMBC wins, they'll host Lowell, the number 2 seed. That means Hartford will host the 6 seed UNH as the 3. So this is a biggie for sure.
Well, and then the other implication is these two teams could meet again in 1 week in the semifinal, and whoever wins this game would have the home court in that one.
Well, UMBC with the basketball up 3-0, just 1 field goal to start. And Adam, what are some of the keys for the Retrievers on the road here tonight?
Well, I think they had to have been concerned seeing the game that John Carroll had the other night, so they're going to want to try and contain him, not just in the scoring column, but also off also on the glass, as you see him rip down a rebound. And then also, this is a team that wants to create some offense from their defense. They are best when they are playing with flow and freedom offensively. And some of that comes from making plays defensively and then getting out in the open floor.
Carroll had 9 points when these two teams got together earlier. Blagojevich goes up for the shot, and boy, did he get hammered underneath the hoop. Nothing intentional. UMBC's Arkel Lamar just kind of lost control of his body. Let's take a peek again. Wow.
Yeah, but that's exactly what you want to do when you're struggling offensively. Come out and run your offense. So a good cut by Blagojevich, and then just a good fake that got Arkel up in the air and drew a lot of contact. Arkel is a big, strong guy.
Inbounds it goes to Blagievich. Off to Weatherington, who tried a 3 earlier in the half. How about for the Hawks? What are some of the keys for John Gallagher's group tonight?
Well, I think given the performance that Jairus Lyles had in the first time these teams met, containing him is absolutely critical. And then, secondly, it's a lot like looking in the mirror. You've got to guard the arc against this UMBC team. These are two teams that play very similar. They both like to spread the floor. They both like to shoot the three. So for Hartford, usually opposing teams come in here saying, we've got to guard the arc. Well, there you go. They've got to guard the arc tonight.
Maura just hits the 3 and a 6-0 lead for UMBC. Hartford 0 for 9 to start. 5 of the 9 shots coming from three-point land.
And 4 turnovers.
Yeah. Inside it goes to Carroll. Ducks the shoulder, elevates and scores. So finally Hartford's first hoop comes nearly 7 minutes into the first half to make it a 6-2 game.
Well, a good finish by Carroll, but you saw a nice secondary rotation from Nolan Garrity there. And although Hartford's offense hasn't been pretty so far, UMBC has done a nice job of rotating away from the basketball.
Maura NBA range 3, and he gets it to go. So KJ Maura, the senior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, makes it 9-2. He's already got 8 points. He's got 8 of UMBC's 9 points and all the field goals for the Retrievers, all 3.
And this is a guy who was not a big factor offensively when these teams first met. He would prefer to get in the lane and spray the ball out.
Leads the America East in assists per game, steals per game. Hartford can't get the ball to fall that time. And there's Lyles back the other side, gives it to Maura.
This is how they want to play. Get out in transition, drive and kick.
Maura tries another 3. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound kept alive. UMBC. Now it's Jordan Grant that tried to get the ball in the right corner. It's poked away by Weatherington, so it'll stay UMBC basketball.
That possession, though, is very indicative of the style of play that Ryan Odom has brought to UMBC in terms of a lot of pace, a lot of space. You move the ball, and you look for that drive and kick open 3. Again, very similar to the way that Hartford plays.
Maura to Sherburne. Right side, Garrity. Back to Sherburne. Drives in and gets the ball to fall through the cylinder. Now an 11-2 lead for UMBC.
Well, Sherburne, not the most athletic guy, but what he is very smart and crafty. That time, little subtle change of speed. Used the rim to help shield the shot and laid it in.
There's Blagievich just outside the arc. Goes it left side for Lynch. Now Lynch, now to Weatherington. Right side of Carroll. Carroll drives in against Garrity, elevates and scores. So John Carroll, the second field goal for the Hawks to make it 11-4.
Well, Duels, you've heard me say this before. When Carroll plays like that, I'm not sure there's anybody who can guard him. When he's aggressive, putting the ball on the floor, because he has such an ability to absorb contact and finish through it.
Sherburne fires it inside. To Garrity, back to the basket, trying to post up against Carroll. Can't get a shot to go. And little guard J.R. Lynch kind of sneaks in and grabs the rebound with both hands.
Good footwork by Garrity, but a better job of Carroll staying down, not biting on any of those fakes.
There's Dunn for Lynch. Drives in deep. Try to find the cunning Lynch for the Carroll, but ball goes out of bounds. Will be a turnover, UMBC basketball, when we come back. 11:20 to go here in the first half. UMBC 11, Hartford 4. Well, UMBC out to an 11-4 lead to start. Jeff Juliana Fickelstein, good to have you along. You look at the most wins in a season since 2000-2001. Well, Hartford 18-11 this year. A chance with a game today and then a game on Saturday to win 20 games. You go back to 2007, last time they won 18 games. But that was a couple of tournament wins, Adam. And what a season for Coach Gallagher and his staff and all the kids as well.
No, it certainly is. And again, to me, it's been about the way the last couple of months in particular. Right. I mean, the right around Christmas time, right when they went on that road trip, this was not the start to the season that they were hoping for, but that 3-game road trip right around the holidays, I think it was actually split up by the holiday break, really, I think, galvanized this group, and they've played tremendously well and continued to get better from that point on.
Here's John Carroll using that nice move inside as he spins along the left block. Boy, that is tough to guard in this conference.
When he doesn't settle and he goes to the rim, he's as good as there is up front in this conference.
11-6, UMBC is in front. Retrievers looking for their 21st win of the season. Outshotting defense. Ball nearly poked away by Hartford. That goes in the hands of Wetherington. Here's Hartford on the move. Wetherington puts it up and in. And just like that, the Hawks make it 11-8. Back to a one-possession game.
Good defense that time. Brandon Horvath trying to bang on the block. That is not where he is most comfortable. He'd prefer to space the floor. Ends up turning it over as a result.
More for Garrity. Off it goes to Grants. Now Horvath. Back to Lyles, one of the playmakers on this team. Drives in against the defense, tries to reverse, can't get the shot to go. Blagievich the rebound. Off it goes to Ramirez. Right side, Wetherington, a 3. Rolls around, no good. Offensive rebound. Carroll puts it up and gets fouled as the crowd cheers here in Hartford.
Well, UMBC went to the bench, and the results have not been good. So all of a sudden, Ryan Odom going to try and get his starters back in here. Cannot be pleased with this second unit. Get another look at Wetherington going up for the shot. He didn't make it, but it was soft enough on the rim to give Carroll a chance for the putback.
Wetherington's been in double figures 12 times, but only twice in his last 9 games as Carroll makes the free throw to make it a 2-point game. This is as close as Hartford has been.
You know, the game is going to get easier for Wetherington when Carroll and Dunn can get going on the same day. Because when that happens, opposing defenses are going to be in scramble mode, and they're not going to be able to just sit on Wetherington behind the arc. So if you get both of your top 2 scorers going on the same day, and it's not a matter of just trading on and off, now there's going to be more ball movement and more spot-up looks, which is really going to allow Wetherington to get going.
Dublin, Ireland native makes it a 1-point game, 11-10, as we go inside 10 minutes here in the half. There's Lyles. Up it goes to Grant, who gets bumped from behind, and they're going to call a push on Hartford. It might be on Andrew Ramirez, who's known for his defense. Andrew Ramirez from Madrid, Spain. Take a look.
Yeah, and watch the feet here. I think that's...
He just got tripped up, I guess.
Tripped, yeah.
So 20 seconds for UMBC to work with. Inbounds goes into, but it tied up. And Wetherington did a good job, and Ramirez to get their hands on it.
Well, they call that the makeup call, Duels.
Yeah,
that's the name for that.
So the Hawks take over, the chance to take their first lead. Joining us late, Hartford was down 11-2, 12 minutes into this contest. But the Hawks have woken up, and they're right back in it now. Have a chance for the edge. There's Lynch off to Wetherington. Gives it to Dunn. Back to Carroll. Carroll inside to Lynch. Throws it left side for a 3. It's the side of the rim, no good as Ramirez misses. UMBC pulls down the rebound.
Pretty basketball, though. Good cut and an extra pass. Led to a good possession for Hartford.
There's Lamar that leans in. He can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound kept alive, and now taken away by Dunn. Here's Dunn leading the break. Dunn up the gut, throws it right side for Lynch. A 3 is good. J.R. Lynch nails the 3, and the Hawks have their first edge at 13-11.
Give Andrew Ramirez the assist on that one. It's not going to be in the stat sheet, but because he sprinted his lane, he sucked in that defender and got Lynch an open look.
Now Maura pulls up from a quick 2 just outside the free throw line and hits to make it 13-13.
Well, that's his game. That's what he loves to do. He wants to come off the ball screen, try and get to that nail area and look for his pull-up. If he gets too deep, he can get swallowed up in the lane. But that is his shot.
He's got 10. There's Ramirez with the ball poked away, but able to control the dribble. Right side it goes to Wetherington. He fakes a 3, but gets called for traveling.
Yeah, he's got to let that one fly.
UMBC beat the Hawks 78-56 back on January 15th in Baltimore. UMBC can score their 60th in the nation and 309 three-point field goals heading into action today. And you said let it fly. UMBC is another team that likes to let them fly.
No, as I said, these two teams are very similar in the way they like to play. They're going to space the floor with a lot of shooting. They're going to try and extend opposing defenses to the max. And if you lay off shooters, they're going to try and make you pay.
Maura again tries the three and gets it to go.
You know, Maura, it's a shame he's not more confident. You know, I mean that little guy has got a spark to him for sure.
Hartford tries to respond. Down three. Here it goes to Atiyah. They got the block, so count the basket and the foul. Hassan Atiyah gets a nice move inside, gets the shot to fall, and a chance of the old-fashioned three-point play for the big guy from Egypt.
Well, it's a nice play from Wetherington, but I tell you what, if I'm John Gallagher, I'm going into this huddle and say, Travis, you have to shoot that basketball.
7:44 to go. Half number one, UMBC by a point, and a free throw pending for Hassan Atiyah.
Respect is hard work. Respect is dedication.
Respect is earned on the court or on the field.
Respect doesn't judge based on sexual orientation or gender identity.
Respect is being the first conference to partner with the You Can Play project.
And the first conference in the LGBT Sports Safe Founders Club.
Respect coaches, players, and the game.
Respect similarities.
Respect differences.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Balance. It's not what's in your bank account. It's what's in your life. Get a bank that gets you. Farmington Bank. What are your terms?
I don't think you can overstate how big of an advantage it is to be playing a championship game in front of your home crowd.
Standing room only, and just at the end, like having everybody rush the court is like a surreal feeling.
Obviously, that shot, you know, has been a big part of this program's history, and they did a lot of winning here, and that's why I came here. We had that opportunity. Just got to take it.
Just to go out as a winner.
Cut down the nets at home. Win at home, win it all.
Our house rules.
Our house rules.
Our house rules.
A loan. It's not what you need to buy a house. It's what you want to be left after a really long day at work. Get a bank that gets you. Farmington Bank. What are your terms?
UMBC by a point, 16-15, and KJ Moore, one of the big reasons the Retrievers have the edge. She is 5 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 5 three-point land. And Adam Finkelstein, he's got 13 points to lead all scorers.
Well, he's playing with a ton of confidence, and he's taking advantage every time a defender goes under his screen or makes a little mistake, and telling J.R. Lynch about it a little bit, too.
Yeah. Well, both teams have really struggled from the field, although Carroll, 3 of 5. He's got 8 points to lead Hartford. Atiyah misses the free throw, so UMBC takes over. Up by 1 as we approach the 7-minute mark here of the half.
I mean, to oversimplify this game so far, UMBC is dominated behind the arc, and Hartford, vis-a-vis John Carroll, really getting it done inside the paint.
And now a turnover into the hands it goes of J.R. Lynch. Let's see if the Hawks can translate this into points. And Lynch now in front of the Retrievers bench. Gives it now to Wetherington. Back up top to Dunn. Now Lynch. Followed by Maura. 12 to go in the shot clock. Carroll gets the touch. Carroll now driving in deep, and the ball poked away, and they're going to call an offensive foul?
Yep, he extended that left arm, got a little off balance with his dribble that time, and pushed off with the left arm. And that's a matchup. I normally am a big fan of him in this range. See the extension of his left arm there? But when Sherburne is guarding him, he's got to take that matchup right to the block. He's got about 3 inches and maybe 30 pounds in that matchup. So want to be as quick and efficient and as close to the rim as possible.
Juris Lyles looks it inside and getting his step on the defense. Is Kern with the dunk. Max Kern, the sophomore from Hooksett, New Jersey, flushing with both hands off the bench.
Yeah, well, a terrific read that time, not just on the slip of the screen, but then the pass by Sherburne, beautifully executed by UMBC, and a big dunk from Max Kern.
It's done inside of Carroll, goes up, can't get the shot to go, and that's Kern with the rebound for UMBC, so he's making his presence felt since coming off the bench. He fakes the 3, puts the ball on the deck, trying to drive it against Carroll. denied there. Off it goes to Grant. Grant trying to get to Sherburne, and ball deflected, but Grant comes up with a 13 to shoot. UMBC by 3. Grant, no pass to Curran. Getting some space is Lamar. He throws a 6-footer up, can't get a shot to go. In fact, it'll be a shot clock violation. That didn't hit the rim at all.
Well, he made that shot a lot harder than it needed to be. He was right there and then gave up about 5 feet on this turnaround jumper. But watch the slip. This is a previous possession. Sherburne to Curran. 2 former New England prep products connecting on that. Beautifully executed.
Jason Dunn inbounding for the Hawks. He is 26 points shy, becoming the next 1,000-point scorer in Hartford history. He had 22 points against UMBC when these two teams met in Baltimore on January 15th.
Had a heck of a career, exceeded all external expectations. I'm not going to say all expectations because I think he was expecting to be this good. I think his high school coach was expecting him to be this good, and so was John Gallagher.
There's J.R. Lynch. Off misfires on the 3. UMBC with the rebound. Gives it now to Lamar.
You know, there's only 5 minutes left in this half. Hartford still really hasn't gotten into a good rhythm.
No, there's a block by Atia. Comes up with another one. Wow.
Just when you think you got by him, the long arm.
116 career blocks now for the big guy from Egypt. There's now Lynch. Off to Dunn as we approach the 5-minute mark. Off to Atia, right side to Dunn. Dunn tries the 3 and hits! Jason Dunn nails the 3 to tie the game. That's his 86th 3 this season, his 171st career 3. And we hit reset with 4:48 to play.
So impressive to be quiet offensively for the first 15 minutes and then be able to drill a tough shot like that.
86 threes. Leads the conference. That's the most since Joe Zaglinski hit 90 back in 2011. That's ranking 4th all-time in a single season history. What a season for Dunn. Now Lyles goes up, and once again, Atia extending their arms and swatting the ball out of bounds along the right side of the baseline.
Well, 2 things to point out there. One, Dunn, one of the reasons why he's not having his typical night offensively so far is he's exerting so much energy defensively, matching up with Jairus Lyles. You see right there, doing a pretty good job not allowing him a straight line drive, but then the eraser, Hassan Atia.
I like that, the eraser.
Coming to take that away.
KJ Maura, who's had quite the half for the Retrievers, will inbound for the gold and black. Inbounds goes in the hands of Lyles. Now to Sherburne, tries a 3, it hits. Joe Sherburne with a shot clock winding down, the junior from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Makes it 21-18. UMBC with its 4th 3 of the half.
Well, a big-time shot there. He bobbled the catch, was fighting the clock, and then a turnover here. Great hustle play by J.R. Lynch. Take away an easy dunk and force Lamar to earn it at the free throw line.
That's just late 3 with the shot clock winding down at him.
And see the catch there? See how it got hung up right on his hip, but he kept his feet set, he kept his composure, and ended up finishing the stroke.
So Lamar Arkell, the sophomore from Bridgeport, going to the free throw line. Averages 11 points per game, and he misses the front end. He has not shot well from the line this season, just 58% from the stripe.
Well, and he struggled the last 5 games, too. I mean, I think that's an issue for UMBC is Lamar was playing better basketball at the beginning of the year. So he's a guy they want to get going again come conference tournament time. But I'll tell you what, J.R. Lynch just saved 2 points there, making that hustle play.
It's a great foul in that situation. Yep. That's a great point. So both missed free throws. The Hawks with a rebound. Behind by 3, under 4 minutes to play here in the half. Here's Hobbs, the senior, one of 3 honored before the game today. And he got the start. Off it goes to Dunn. Off a screen, tries the 3. Back of the rim, no good. Hobbs the rebound, secures it for the Hawks. Back to Dunn. Left side, Lynch, a 3. Front of the rim, no good. Maura pulls down the rebound for UMBC.
Tough shot. 27 on the shot clock. Pass it, you had to leave your feet to catch.
Now Maura's going to back it out. Get the set play from second-year head coach Ryan Odom.
Big lineup on the floor right now for Hartford, so they should have an advantage on the glass. Also interesting to note, Hartford played almost exclusively, I think, man-to-man tonight, normally showing a lot of that 1-3-1, but it shows the respect they have for UMBC's shooting ability.
Lyles with a long 2 with his foot on the line that time to make it 23-18.
Well, he has got nothing easy tonight. That was a tough shot, creating space, long 2, pretty good defense from Hartford, just better offense from the America East leading scorer.
1 for 4 is Lyles from the field, 3 points. Telling you, Coach Gallagher before the game, he said they got to be all over him. You see Lynch missed the free throw line jumper. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Hartford basketball when we come back. 2:40 to go. Here in the first half, UMBC in front, 23-18. Well, kind of a grind-out battle so far. Jeff Juliana Finkelstein, good to have you with us. College basketball from Hartford. The 2 seed up for grabs, and it's UMBC leading Hartford 23-18. And Adam, the shooting percentages, oh boy, they're not pretty.
Yeah, the offensive numbers tell a story right now for Hartford. Just 7 of 24 from the floor. Half of those shots have come from behind the arc, but only made 2 of 12, and they've got 8 turnovers to just 3 assists. But a pretty play out of the timeout there. Great call from John Gallagher. Back cut, easy layup from J.R. Lynch, showcasing John Carroll's ability to pass the ball.
Lynch with 5 points, and the Hawks back within 3. There's Maura back the other side for UMBC. It's been a good battle between Lynch and Maura tonight.
Got a couple mismatches right now. Sherburne has Lynch on the block, and Carroll's guarding Maura up here. I'm surprised Maura didn't look to take that ball off the dribble.
That's Max Curran, who dunked earlier, driving in and getting fouls. He initiates the contact.
Get another look at this baseline out of bounds set. That's a counter to something that Hartford normally runs. J.R. Lynch typically comes off that ball for a handoff. UMBC was anticipating that action. Quick read and back cut from J.R. Lynch, utilizing Carroll's ability to pass and see and pass over the defense.
Here's Maura, top of the circle, hits the 3. Wow. He's been outstanding, and he makes it. He's got 16 points, 2 minutes to go in the half, and UMBC leads by 6 now.
So to put it in perspective, he's got 16. The rest of the team has 10.
Right. UMBC 50% from three-point land as a team. Nice save by Carroll. The ball kicked. Dunn comes up with it, trying to get it to Lynch. Back to Dunn with 10 to shoot. Now to Lynch. Steps into a 3 and hits. Oh, wow. Kind of a broken play that time, but J.R. Lynch hits the 3, and immediately Hawks head coach John Gallagher yells for the timeout.
Well, a heartbreaker for UMBC because they got 3 different deflections in that defensive possession, but J.R. Lynch drills a big one. That shows the importance of getting guys a layup to help them get into rhythm offensively.
Now let's take a look again.
See the Lynch 3 that time. And then on the possession before, it was Maura. We've talked about it. He's got 16 of the team's 26 points, but look at all the space he had to operate with, and he's got that bow and arrow thing going after each one tonight. I got to work on my technique on that one.
26-23 with 1:39 to go. Blagievich in for Hartford. Well, you're right. I mean, this is a one-possession game, and Hartford still hasn't kind of come together.
No, Hartford hasn't played well.
They haven't at all.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Hartford has not played well. I mean, you look at the numbers there. UMBC shooting it pretty well.
Here's Lyles. Inside it goes to Curran, who dunks again. Boy, he got a stop on the defense that time. His second dunk, he's got 4.
Well, one good out-of-bounds play from John Carroll deserves another from Ryan Odom. That time it was the UMBC bench up and clapping, so both coaches executing out of their respective huddles.
Hartford down by 5 in the basketball. Here's Dunn looking for Weatherington. Finds Carroll, drives in, throws it up short, grabs his own rebound. Trying to get some position on the defense, goes up, can't get the shot again, grabbed his own rebound, and had it taken away by UMBC. Now a steal by Weatherington as the Retrievers turn it over.
And usually that's the play you see Jason Dunn make. Travis Weatherington, not a guy who's going to jump in passing lanes unless he's very certain. Opportunity for Hartford to have a 2-for-1 here.
There's Dunn off to Carroll, driving in against Curran.
Got to post him.
Yeah, throws it right into traffic as Grant takes over with 35 seconds to go here in the half.
That's a mismatch for when Sherburne is guarding Carroll. Carroll's got to get the ball in the block. He's got a mismatch on the post. Normally, I'm all for him getting the ball at the high post and operating off the dribble, but that's not what this particular matchup dictates.
There's Lyles outside the arc. Sherburne. Now to Maura with 9 to shoot.
You should never rescreen this. Give them an opportunity to switch back. That's a mistake from Sherburne.
Now Maura drives in. Can't get the shot to go, but gets fouled.
So what happened there? UMBC had gotten the switch in that Blagojevic was guarding Maura on the perimeter. Joe Sherburne went to go set another ball screen, and what that allowed Hartford to do was switch back. So J.R. Lynch was on Maura. Took away the advantage.
Maura fouled on the play, so he goes to the line to shoot 2 and makes the first. Maura has really carried this UMBC team, and he has 17 points here in the first half. 6 of 9 for the field, 4 of 6 of 9. There's what you're talking about when you look at the play.
Well, that was right after they re-switched. They were re-screened and allowed the switch to take place, and you just see the craftiness of Maura. Little hook with his offhand, crafty getting inside the lane, knows how to make his size or lack thereof work for him.
And he goes at 5'8". He's 5'8", 140.
7 seconds.
7-point lead for UMBC. Here's Dunn. Right side, Weatherington tries the 3. Can't get the shot to go, and the buzzer sounds. And the Retrievers, the nice little mini run to finish off the half, will take a 7-point lead into the locker room.
UMBC done a very nice job in the defensive end. Hartford not been able to get anything going on that end of the floor.
Hartford really struggling from the field. The UMBC able to grab a 7-point lead at halftime. UMBC 30, Hartford 23.
It's about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings. Do you have that real look?
The America East Women's Basketball Championship in Portland. Coming back to Maine, especially Portland, being so close to family, was an amazing feeling. The atmosphere was phenomenal. Maine has a great support system, especially towards basketball. Portland is a great area. I'm not far from it. There's such great scenery. I love visiting there.
Visit Portland for the 2018 America East Women's Basketball Tournament, March 3rd and 4th at the Cross Insurance Arena. Tickets are on sale now.
Hey, Portland, we'll see you in March.
And welcome back at halftime. Jeff Deliano, Finkelstein, good to have you with us at college basketball. And, for UMBC, a nice little mini run to finish off the half to lead by as many as 7 points. And, for UMBC, it's been the show of KJ Maura, 18 points on 6 of 9 shooting. He's got 4 threes.
Well, he's been the story offensively. I mean, a one-man wrecking crew so far and playing with a lot of spirit and a flair to his game, but he's making shots, he's getting into the paint, and he's making Hartford's defense pay anytime they give him a little operating room.
Well, for Hartford, they didn't shoot the ball well at all in the first half, just 9 of 29, 31%, well below their average. And still only down by a couple of possessions and a chance to mix things up in the second half.
I think part of that is the curse of senior night, if you will. Hard to establish a rhythm right off that. Hartford never really got that rhythm going in the first 20 minutes.
We'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. And there's Maura.
Well,
creating some space that time.
And that's his game. That's what you're used to, and that's what you're preparing for in the scouting report. This is not what you're preparing for. Pulling up 5 feet behind the three-point line, and then the bow and arrow, he does that well. That's his best move of the game, but he was on a roll.
There's the dunk inside. Karen getting nice feet and finishing around the basket.
Well, I tell you what, both coaches drew up some nice sets. That dunk for Curran was simply one of them. This time here, Travis Weatherington able to get out in the open floor. But unfortunately, that did not lead to any great rhythm in the half-court set. J.R. Lynch knocked a couple shots down, but again, these were few and far between. You have to give the UMBC defense credit for keeping Hartford off balance and out of rhythm for the first 20 minutes.
UMBC with the lead at the intermission, 30-23. Hey, when we come back, we're going to meet one of the student athletes here at the University of Hartford, Terrell Davis, sophomore, the indoor track team, and he's got some pretty cool accomplishments. He'll join us next as we continue at halftime. And we're at halftime. UMBC leading Hartford 30-23. And during one of the timeouts, we get a chance to clap for one of the greats here at the University of Hartford, a sophomore on the track team, Terrell Davis. And he was honored, as you can see, during one of the timeouts. And the trophies, he's got a couple of medals here. And He repeated as America East indoor long jump champion, set a program record winning the America East indoor triple jump championship, named the male most outstanding field athlete. And, well, congratulations. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice
We'll talk about what it was like to go out there with a nice crowd and to get honored.
You know, it was amazing. I'm definitely just to be in this atmosphere, you know, just at Hartford at a game and just to be honored I feel thankful and grateful.
Tell us some of the training that you do to prep for your season and track.
Just a lot in the weight room 3 times a week. Just hit the weight room, hit the legs. You know, jumpers have to have strong legs. So, and then off days, you do some running workouts. We visit Hartford Public Track, honestly, very early morning practices, yeah. So get a couple of running workouts in, then twice a day, lifting workouts, and that's really it.
Do you ever see video of a great former Olympian, Carl Lewis?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Carl Lewis, definitely.
How about some of the things that that kind of inspired you to get where you are and doing it at the Division I level?
Just hard work. You know, Carl Lewis was one of the hardest workers I could see out there on the track, and honestly, he's a big motivation to me.
So what's next for you in track and field?
Right now, we're just going to train up for the spring season, spring break. We actually have a meet down in Carolina, so definitely want to show out down there and do my best.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank
That
you.
is terrific, helping put Hartford on the map. I love the awards in the America East Conference, and go get them. We appreciate some time.
Thank you so much.
All right, Terrell Davis joining us on the indoor track team here at the University of Hartford. Again, the Hawks trail UMBC by 7 at the intermission. It is 30-23 UMBC. We'll be right back. Well, back in Hartford, UMBC leading the Hawks 30-23 here at halftime. And we'll take a look at some of the other games going on out of town tonight in the America East Conference. Up in Albany, Great Danes lead the Bearcats, whose season will end tonight. 37-29, Binghamton knocked out of the tournament by Hartford last weekend. New Hampshire with a 2-point lead against UMass Lowell at halftime. That up in Durham, and Vermont leading at Maine 33-28. How about UMass Lowell giving him a game? As we take a look at the brackets, and not everything is set yet. We do know Vermont will take on Maine. Albany and Stony Brook will hook up. And it's either Hartford or UMBC is the 2 to take on UMass Lowell at home of the Hawks or UMBC Retrievers. And then the loser will be the 3 seed Hartford UMBC to take on number 6 New Hampshire.
It's one of the things that make tonight's games across the league particularly stressful for coaches because their kids know there may not be postseason implications at stake, but you could get injured. There's momentum implications, so you want to be sharp. Get out of there as quick as you can.
2:46 to go before we start the final half. 30-23. UMBC leads Hartford. Jeff Dooley, Adam Finkelstein from Hartford, where UMBC leads the Hawks 30-23. The battle for the 2 seed up for grabs. And they take a look at the shooting percentages, and Hartford did not shoot it very well. 9 of 29. The Hawks actually went 6.5 minutes before they scored their first basket. And Adam, they were down 11-2 at the 12-minute mark before actually coming back and at one point taking a 2-point lead.
Yeah, they scrapped their way back into this one nicely. I think you have to give UMBC credit for finishing the half just as they would have liked and extending that lead back up again. But this has been a grind in the first half. We'll see if it opens up here in the second.
Sherburne tries a 3 and hits. Not a defender within 5 feet, and Sherburne knocks it down. He's closing in on 200 career threes, and he puts UMBC up by 10 now.
Well, just the start that UMBC was looking for, and another nice set out of the timeout there. Both coaches have done that tonight. Ryan Odom's turn that time.
Is Dunn driving in for the Hawks. Didn't get the shot, but Attia there for the tip-in, and it's good.
Good second effort that time. Attia's made some nice plays around the rim on both ends tonight.
Attia's got 4 points. That's his second field goal. Now Lyles. Hartford's defense has been all over him. Has been the Maura show, certainly in the first half. Now Lyles against Carroll.
Tough matchup for Carroll. Good D, though.
Comes out to guard him. Gives it now to Sherburne. Can't get the 16-footer to go. Offensive rebound. Aachen, and he gets fouled, a two-time Rookie of the Week from London, England.
Well, this is something that Attia has done a much better job of in recent weeks, but it's all about the angle of your arms when you try and wall up, and if they are not in a clean angle with the rest of your upper body, meaning if they're at any type of angle, it's going to be a foul, and that time the arms just came down and extended up, hence the foul.
Aachen at the line, misses the free throw. Just a 41% free throw shooter. Couple of dribbles. It's the second one fly. Back of the rim, no good. Carroll the rebound. Off it goes to Lynch. Here comes Lynch. Hartford down by 8. Now Carroll inside to Attia. Attia elevates and scores. Nice move inside by the big guy from Egypt.
Well, nice high-low set. And what you've got here is a matchup on both ends of the floor. So Attia's got size and strength. But on the other end here, Aiken's got some mobility, not just facing the basket, but also on the glass. So going to be imperative for Attia to hold him off just like he did there.
UMBC misfires. Here's Lynch back the other side. Gives it now to Dunn. Fakes the three, takes it all the way to the rim and scores. That time Jason Dunn breaking down the Vicents, getting to the rim and easily cashing it in with a layup.
Well, good opportunity here for the Hawks. All of a sudden a 10-point deficit down to 4. The momentum in the building starting to change. Big possession here for UMBC.
Here's Lyles. Sherborne now trying to get to Lyles. It's going to go out of bounds. A lead pass a little bit out of the range for the senior from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Indecision on that cut. Watch this drive here from Dunn. Right to the rim. I talked about this at various points in the season. When he does more of that, it just opens up his three-point shot. And then to come back and force the turnover because he's been doing a heck of a job of defending Lyles all night long. Big-time couple of possessions from Jason Dunn.
Weatherington for Lynch. Goes up as the ball stripped from behind by Lyles. And now a foul back the other side against Hartford. Well, that would have been huge if Lynch could have cashed in from that free throw line jumper. Just had it stripped from behind. Good defense.
Yeah, Maura there, the quick hands. You get a look at Lyles and Dunn. Dunn been doing a terrific job of defending him all night long.
It did free up Maura, who's got 18 points. All 18 points coming in the first half. And Moore now the dribble. Goes now to Sherburne. Now to Lamar. Back to Maura. Matched up against Carroll as he moves right.
But see, they did it again. They ball screened. They had a mismatch with Carroll guarding Maura, and they ball screened it again, allowing Weatherington to switch on him. Now, Weatherington doesn't have great feet, but he's a better matchup defensively for Hartford than Carroll.
So Hassan Attia picks up the foul. Attia's picked up his second personal foul. He'll stay on the floor. Maura. Now Lyles driving inside. Back to Moore in front of the UMBC bench. KJ driving in against Ramirez. He's so quick. Gives it now to Lyles. Lyles against Dunn. Unloads from long range. Can't get the shot to go. It's Andrew Ramirez creeping in for the rebound. Can't get the shot to go. It is loose, and it's going to go out of bounds. Hartford basketball.
Ramirez has got to be more reliable with the ball than that, because if he's going to be helter-skelter with his decision-making, then John Gallagher can't afford to take J.R. Lynch out of the game. So see, right away, you've got to settle it right there, not put your head down and dribble into traffic.
Here's Ramirez. Gives it now to Dunn. Through the hands of Weatherington, right through the fingers. It's a tough turnover.
That is what you call an unforced error. I mean, pass was fine. Weatherington just moving a little too quick.
He's going to take a seat on the bench right now. George Blagievich comes in. More lightning quick, followed by Ramirez. Those are back for Sherburne. Now Maura. Sherburne. Now Lyles. Played by Carroll. There's Lyles in deep.
But see, that's why it's such a bad matchup for him, and it just has the potential for Lyles to go right at Carroll and get him in foul trouble. Right. So those switches are going to be very dangerous. Remember, Hartford is a team that typically plays a lot of zone. Tonight we have not seen any.
Inbounds it goes to Lyles. That's a great point. Last time they played was that 1-3-1 in Baltimore.
Well, the 1-3-1 is vulnerable to three-point shooting, especially when you have multiple three-point shooters on the floor. So out of respect for UMBC's ability to make shots, given what happened in the first game.
Now, while Lyles misses the three, but he's fouled by Dunn. That's going to hurt. It could have hurt with an 82% free throw shooter going to the line to shoot three.
Well, and especially a guy who struggled offensively tonight. So not the thing you want to do. This is the conference's leading scorer, been unable to get into a good rhythm offensively. Last thing you want to do is send him to the free throw line, not only get easy points, but get a chance to get his rhythm going.
Makes the first. Lyles with 4 points now. He's 1 for 5 from the floor. All-conference selection. 151 career threes before today, and has only attempted 1 3, missed it.
Well, you know, it's interesting, too, because he does not have a pure-looking stroke, but he makes it at a high percentage, and he's got versatility in his attack.
Well, there you have it. He nails the free throws. Make it 36-29. He's got 6.
And with J.R. Lynch out of the game, UMBC extending their pressure, trying to see if they can create offense from their defense. They've done a really nice job of forcing turnovers tonight, trying to see if they can get a couple more.
There's Ramirez now for Carroll. Carroll gives it to Dunn. He tries a three. Can't get the shot to go off the side of the rim. And there's Maura back the other side now for the Retrievers. Maura now for Sherburne. Tries a three. That's going to rim out. And Ramirez had a hand on the rebound. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. It'll be Hartford basketball. Hawks will take over when we come back. 15:41 to go here in Hartford. The number 2 seed up for grabs with UMBC holding a 7-point edge. UMBC had a 7-point lead at the half, and both teams have scored 6 points each in the second half, so still a 7-point edge for UMBC. Have you seen anything differently in the second half, Adam?
To be honest, it's still a game without much flow.
Yeah,
you know, it's very choppy on both ends, and for two teams that normally play with a lot of rhythm offensively, it's just not the case tonight.
George Blagievich will inbound for the Hawks. Hartford looking to win 19 games for the first time ever in a Division I era.
Now, interesting to see if this is a lineup that Hartford looks to go zone. They've got 3 big bodies in there, and sometimes that means that Gallagher is thinking about going the zone. Blagievich, Atiyah, and Carroll all on the floor together right now.
Nolan Garrity fouling Atiyah that time on the floor. That's his second. Actually, they call it on Sherburne. So the Wisconsin native picks up his second. Ramirez now for Dunn. Off to Carroll. Blagievich drives along the baseline. Elevates, has the shot blocked. And UMBC comes down with a rebound and then a foul. And Atiyah going to be called for the foul.
That is a tough break for Hartford.
going to be number 3 on the Hawks' big guy. He'll take a seat. KJ Maura. 18 points in the first half. To pace this UMBC team. Now Lyle drives in against Dunn. Goes up with a shot. It's blocked by Dunn. Carroll comes up with a rebound and gets fouled.
Well, one silly foul on one end deserves another.
Yeah, right.
Good defense that time by Dunn. You saw the type of burst, though, that Lyles has as he was able to continue accelerating through that contact. Just missed the chippy at the rim. And then give Carroll a lot of credit for staying square.
There's Ramirez now for Dunn. Dunn drives in against Sherburne, elevates and scores. So he goes over Joe Sherburne, makes it a 5-point game.
And again, I like that decision. UMBC does not have a rim protector in there. Allows Jason Dunn to attack the rim and be able to play through contact. Doesn't necessarily need to elevate too much.
Ramirez misses his shot. Back to the other side. Ramirez. Weatherington cashes in with a 3. And just like that, it's a 2-point game.
Well, there's a reason you saw the Hartford bench jump up, because they know that that is a big shot for Travis Weatherington. Getting him going and playing with confidence is a big, big piece for the Hawks, is not only tonight, but next week in the postseason.
There's Curran, Maura inside to the cutter. Can't get the shot to go with a foul called. Garrity tried to get the feed inside and was fouled.
Jason Dunn, that's going to be his 3rd.
Oh, boy, he's got to be careful. And you take a look at the Weathering's 3 again.
See how there was no hesitation, though? He doesn't get a lot of open looks like that. It's a little bit of a defensive breakdown. But in the first half, he had 2 catches where he could have taken that same shot. Just automatic shot in rhythm without hesitating. Those are the shots that he takes 99% of the time, but showed just that half second of hesitation in the first half. The fact that he's getting back to his roots that time is a good sign for Hartford.
There's Lyles, misses the 1-and-1, but rebound kept alive by Jordan Grant.
That will drive a coach crazy. Giving up an offensive rebound off a free throw is essentially losing a blockout drill.
As Maura drives in against the double team, throws it nearly intercepted. Grant comes up with it, drives in, can't get the shot to go. It's loose on the floor. Now Maura grabs it right from the UMBC bench. Lyles now for Sherburne. Back to Grant against Blagievich. Outside of Sherburne. Not a Grant. A 3 is good. Wow, Grant nails a long 3 to make it 39-34.
Well, John Carroll not happy with Blagojevic. Blagojevic says, I had my hand up. Well, guess what? It wasn't in time. That ball was already on the way up before you got your hand up.
63 career threes now for Grant. That's a biggie for the senior from Bowie, Maryland. Here's Dunn, drives along the baseline, throws it now for Weatherington, who tries a 3. That is short. And the rebound kept alive by Blagojevic. Off to Ramirez, and Hartford gets a new look.
A good decision to reset the offense here. He's just not stable as a primary ball handler. Great footwork.
Blago drives in, throws the runner up in traffic way short. Lyles underneath to Garrity, who finishes underneath the basket.
Well, UMBC just beating Hartford down the floor that time. We talked about it. UMBC wants to get out in transition. This has been a much more low-scoring game than the Retrievers would like.
Morris Oliver Ramirez. Ramirez moving right. Gives it now to Dunn.
It's been a long time since J.R. Lynch has been in this game.
Now Ramirez. Trying to create some space. Drives along the baseline. Now they hand it off to Carroll. Oh, good. And now Lyles comes up with it. Against Weatherington. Comes in and gets fouled. Called a foul on the floor. And now here comes J.R. Lynch. He's had a long rest.
And, you know, it was a fascinating moment there as John Gallagher walked down the sideline. J.R. Lynch staring at him as if to say, hey, I'm ready. I want to go.
There's Lyles going to the free throw line where he is one of the top, as you saw in the conference, 82%. Fourth in the conference. Lynch, third in the conference. You see Blagievich takes his seat. Jack Hobbs comes into the game. He can hit a 3. Free throws up and good. We get a second one as well with Lyles. Chance to get the lead back to 9. Hartford had it to 2 just like 2 minutes ago.
Well, this is UMBC's 14th free throw. Hartford only shot 3 so far. Similar disparity in the fouls this half. Hartford has already committed 18 fouls, which means UMBC in the bonus the rest of the way. UMBC only been called for 2.
Weatherington against Grant. And he gets called for steps.
Well, you've got to give UMBC's defense a lot of credit. They are just pressuring every Hartford ball handler, not allowing any uncontested passes. So even in possessions like that where you have open cutters, guys have just been unable to make those passes, and it's in direct correlation to the amount of ball pressure that UMBC's defense is applying.
There's Maura moving left, followed by Lynch. Goes it right side for Lamar. 3. Side of the rim, no good. Dunn secures the rebound. There's Lynch on the break. Drives in and scores. Wow, what a nice move. And terrific body control by J.R. Lynch.
Did a nice job of absorbing that contact and, just as importantly, using his body to shield the ball.
A long 3 from the top of the key. Way off the mark by Grant. Hard for the rebound. There's Lynch. Not a Dunn. NBA range 3. He got it! Jason Dunn from Bloomfield makes it a 4-point game, 43-39. Wow. He had some room on that one.
Well, he wanted it. He was looking for the spot up 3 in transition, and then he just stopped and waited. He said, find me. I'll keep backing up. Just find me.
11:13 to go in this one. UMBC by 4. Retrievers 43. Hartford 39. Well, Jason Dunn doing it again. Another big 3. He's got 172 career threes now, 5th all-time on the list. And, wow, that one from a long, long way out.
Well, to steal someone else's line, it's deep, and I don't think it's playable. Etching his name in the record books, and he's only a junior. First we've seen of the zone tonight from Hartford.
And they played that 1-3-1 when those
I'm not sure that was a 1-3-1. I think that was a 2-3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think that was the change up there.
Yeah, because they saw that 1-3-1.
Well, the 1-3-1's been their defense all season long.
Right.
So when you game plan for Hartford, you prepare for the 1-3-1. You throw the 2-3, little change up, forces a turnover. Great call by John Gallagher.
Yeah, not tonight, right? 4-point lead, UMBC on top with 11 minutes to go. Jeff Juliana, Finkelstein, good to have you with us in Hartford. A tight one. UMBC has led throughout this game and most of the way. Hawks had a 2-point lead at one point, but UMBC up 4 with 11 minutes to go and a chance for the Hawks with the basketball to make this a one-possession game, Adam.
And you know, it just had still both teams trying to find their typical offensive rhythm, and neither have been able to do it just yet. So it's hard to get a feel for the way this one's going to go.
Here's Lynch, bounces now to Carroll on the right side of the baseline. Carroll drives in against Kern and gets fouled.
See, that's what I mean. They're putting their bodies on him, and they're the ones to fall to the floor. So in most matchups, you got Kern on him now. Kern's given up a lot of size and weight, so I think he can bring him to the block. But most of the times when Carroll plays that mid post and he drives the ball, he's very hard to stop. Sherburne, I think, is is a little bit different because he's giving up so much size. He's got to bring him down to the post.
Lob in for the leaping Weatherington. Just hit a big three for the Hawks. Now Lynch gets the set play from eighth-year head coach John Gallagher. Hobbs. Dunn gets the touch now. Off to Carroll. Fakes the pass. Hands off to Dunn. 4 to go. Dunn drives in deep. All the way to the basket. Puts it up short. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay Hartford basketball.
Well, I really like that look. When you can play two-man basketball with John Carroll and Jason Dunn, and then you have 3 shooters spotting up on the other side of the floor.
Got some options, right?
You give your best 2 offensive players a lot of room to work, and you're going to be able to punish the opposing defense for sending a help side defender.
Lynch into Carroll. Carroll trying to spin his way towards the basket. Ducks the shoulder, elevates, can't get the shot to go, but all sorts of contact, and the foul against the Retrievers.
Well, UMBC is going to have to give a lot of thought to doubling down on Carroll in the post because Curran just doesn't have the physical strength. Look how he gets back down here, and then just that subtle bite on the reverse pivot from Carroll allows Carroll to step right through.
Carroll going to the free throw line. He misses the front end, John, a 71% free throw shooter. Hawks in this game today, just 2 of 4. UMBC, 8 of 14.
Well, we talked about it just a minute ago. Hartford already committed 8 team fouls. UMBC just 4 in the second half. So
Carroll doesn't help. He misses both ends. Still 4-point deficit as we approach the midway point of the second half.
Now this looks like the interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't really tell if that's a 1-3-1 or the 2-3 right now.
Now Maura tries the 3. That's off the side of the rim and falls through. Wow.
And he still gave the bow and arrow.
46-39. He's got 21.
Do you get the bow and arrow after that?
I don't know. He's smiling. Did he call that one?
I don't think the arrow should come out on that one.
Here's Hobbs. He's a good-looking player for sure. Off to Dunn. He has come to play. 21 points, 5 threes. There's a 3 off the mark, and there's Maura for the rebound. Maura shuffles it to Lyles. Back to Maura.
Oh, you can't
Open
leave
3. There you go. Another 3 for Maura. He's got 6. He is 6 for 8 from long range, leading all scorers with 24. And the lead for UMBC is up to 10 now.
Well, that's just a defensive breakdown in transition. Hartford has been vulnerable in their transition defense here in the second half, and 2 big threes from Maura, who'd been otherwise quiet here for in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, so the lead up to double digits, 49-39. 9:13 to go as you take a look at Maura nailing the first 3. And he does it again.
And again, I'm okay with the bow and arrow after the second one. It was the first one that I thought was a little, But in all seriousness, you got to give him a ton of credit. He has come to play today, and he's been the difference of this game.
And he plays some defense, too.
Well, he understands how to make his size work for him. You see a lot of guys who are undersized say, I can do what he does. But he has an understanding of what he can't try and do at his size. You haven't seen him drive it into the paint and try and elevate or finish. Instead, what you've seen him do is get under guys, be a pest defensively, get inside the lane, hold his dribble, attract multiple defenders, and be able to find gaps offensively where he can get a shot off.
Yeah, look at his average for the season, 10 points and 6 rebounds. And wow, 24 tonight. Not sure him expected that. No fouls. They get the ball to Atia inside. He does lead the America East in assists per game, steals per game on the all-defensive team, and you can see why.
Well, he's a very confident player, and he's a unique player. It's hard to simulate defending him.
Inside of Carroll, goes up and gets fouled. Oh, boy. And a good foul that time. Didn't want to give up the dunk.
Now, that handoff action is one that Hartford has run repeatedly off the baseline out of bounds, and they've gotten various options on it. Remember, J.R. Lynch got the back cut earlier in the game. That time, it's the standard handoff and roll action that leads to a couple free throws here for Carroll.
And Carroll trying to make the adjustment. He just missed 2. It's 3 in a row. Hartford really struggling now. 2 for 7 from the stripe. UMBC getting 8 points in the line. They're 8 of 14. Second one is good.
Well, again, with his free throw shooting, it's almost always tied to his left shoulder. And by that left shoulder is an indication of his balance in his shot. Balance was much better on the second one than it was the first.
Now Lyles with the basketball, moving left. Gives it now to Maura. Maura dumps it inside, and going up for the shot and getting fouled is Akin. Danny Akin.
And Hassan Atiyah is trying to check on Akin.
And get looked over by the training staff for UMBC.
Now, important to note here that the flagrant foul was not called. And the reason I point that out, now they're going to review it at the table, I believe.
I'm sure they'll take a peek. UMBC up by 9 with 8:48 to play. A nice hand as Akin gets to his feet. Freshman from London. Walk off under his own power, which is good to see. You always hold your breath, though, when someone goes down, especially when you hit that head on the court.
Yeah, that is a scary situation whenever anybody takes a blow to the head.
Take a look again.
And that's not a dirty play.
No.
It's a hard foul, but he actually got the ball first, and it was just the
just
force.
So strong, too.
It was the force of his hand coming down on the ball. So, hard foul, absolutely. Excessive or dirty in any way, not at all.
Akin was looking at that right elbow, so may have banged the elbow on the hardwood. 8:48 to play in this one again. Second place up for grabs here in Senior Day. If the Hawks win, they'll get the 2 seed. If UMBC wins, it is the 2 seed. So they called it an F2, a flagrant foul. They called it a severe and extreme foul.
That's an awful call.
And Atiyah's out of the game now.
That is.
So Hartford, and they're trying to explain this to John Gallagher. Now, I'm really surprised. I mean, I agree with you. I thought it was a hard foul. I'm not sure there was any intent
he got the ball. That's.
So Hartford's going to be without Atiyah for the rest of the game.
And I go back to this. After it happened, he was making sure the other player was all right.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen that called in a game here.
I always appreciate the officials coming over to explain it.
Yeah. So Curran will shoot the free throws with Akin on the bench. Missed the first at Curran, a 50% free throw shooter. Makes the second and make it a 10-point game. I was, I think, surprised by many. You heard the
I didn't think it was going to be a flagrant one. I really didn't.
And Atiyah, you see him go off. He's going to go to the locker room. He can't watch on the bench.
And it's one thing, if he's not making a play on the ball, it's totally different. But excessive, and again, the rule on the floor was not a flagrant foul. So I think that's a young official who's reacting to the reaction. The fact that the player goes down and they're, because that to me, when you look at the replay, I'm just stunned, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked as well. UMBC will keep possession with the basketball. Now up by 10, just inside 9 minutes to play in Hartford without their big guy.
Well, now it's going to put that much more onus on Blagojevich to provide good minutes and for Carroll to stay out of foul trouble.
Moore, as the crowd shouts defense, works it into Lamar. Lamar drives in, can't get a shot to go. Carroll secures the rebound.
Going to be interesting to see if Hartford can use this adversity as a little bit of a rallying cry. Team that struggled to find their rhythm and you know, has been a step slow, especially in defensive transition here in the second half.
Here's Lynch against Maura. Gives it off to Dunn. Dunn 4 of 12 shooting. He has 10 points. Dunn underneath the basket, throws it for Lynch. 5 to go in the shot clock. Here's Lynch against Maura, tries a 3. That's going to rim out. Blagojevich had a hand on the rebound, able to track it down along the right side of the baseline. Gives it to Dunn. He fakes the 3, now unloads from long range. Side of the rim, no good. And rebound is taken by Max Kern of UMBC.
See, there's more defensive transition. Again, you have to cover the basket first. That is, I think, the third time this half that Hartford's had breakdowns there. And it starts with shot selection. You know, I think Dunn had his defender in the air that time, thought he could have gotten to the rim. But when your guards get pinned on the baseline, there's no one to get back. You have to have communication between your guards. And again, UMBC creating offense from their defense.
Well, Lyles, but he has it taken away by Blagojevich. So Hartford with a stop with 7:20 to go.
Yeah, wasted opportunity that time.
Now Lynch for Wetherington. A 3 is good. Boy, a much-needed basket by Hartford. Travis Wetherington knocking down the three-pointer.
Well, and that's a 5-point swing. What should have been an easy 2 for UMBC turned into a 3 for Hartford. So that is a very costly, and you can tell Ryan Odom not happy with that sequence.
Back to single digits as Maura tries the 3 and misses, and he holds up 5 fingers now. Is that a sign too? He did the arrow when he nails the 3, but boy, I tell you what, he's been fun to watch today. It's been the KJ Maura show. He's got 24. And has led NBC this afternoon tonight. 52-43 the score. Retrievers lead it. Jeff Juliana Finkelstein here in Hartford, where the Hawks trail UMBC 52-43 with just inside 7 minutes to go. Hey, second place is up for grabs. Both the Hawks and Retrievers at 11-4. The winner is the 2 seed. Will host UMass Lowell on Saturday. The loser, the 3 seed, and will host New Hampshire.
Well, and that's significant not just for the first round, but also because you potentially have the home court in the second round too. If you win that quarterfinal, and then if Vermont should somehow lose, and they've got Albany in their side of the bracket,
right,
you could potentially, the 2 seed has the potential to have the championship game on their court as well.
Weathering faking the 3 and then unloading from long range, but he comes up short, hits the bottom of the net, and UMBC will take over.
And again, it's a good defensive possession. That's really the story in this game so far, is UMBC's defense. And yeah, it hasn't been a clean game offensively from Hartford, but UMBC has been very active on the perimeter. Talked about their secondary rotations early in the game. We've talked about their ball pressure on passers earlier in the second half. That time you saw them closing out on shooters.
Sherburne misses the three. Weatherington the rebound. Off it goes to Dunn. Hartford down by 9 with 6 minutes to play. There's Carroll. Off to Lynch.
Now, if he can get into the post here. There it is.
Done inside of Carroll, and he goes up for the shot as it's stolen away by Maura. Wow, he has been everywhere tonight. What a play by KJ Maura. So feisty to get into the...
How about that?
The passing lanes. And Curran driving, and now a turnover. Now they'll run out back the other side. And Carroll, the trailer, misses the layup. And UMBC will take over. Boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a major opportunity blown, unfortunately, for the Hawks. And, on the other end, to be fair, UMBC had one of their own. So,
Maura off to Curran. Curran now for Grant. Loses the handle in the hands of into the Hawks. Blagievich off to Lynch.
Curran just having trouble hanging on to balls down there.
There's Lynch to the free throw line. Throws it for Weatherington. Down in the blocks, Blagievich. Blago elevates. He can't get the shot to go. Grabs the offensive rebound. Now Lynch moving right. We'll try to get it to Weatherington.
Not sure who that was to.
Yeah, not sure if he was supposed to zig and zag, but no one even close. And it's another turnover against Hartford. That'll be the Hawks' 17th. And look who's coming back. Daniel Akin, who left injured, and Atia was ejected. A flagrant 2, they called.
I've been doing really well this year, Duels, of not criticizing officials, and I'm not going to start now. But
you have done a good job.
Yeah, that's apparently that deliberate and flagrant contact wasn't so bad.
Now foul back the other side. Will be a turnover against UMBC as the Hawks take over. So Akin comes in the game, and he gets called for the foul.
And again, only 4.5 to go here. Again, just Hartford been unable to get into a rhythm. It has been a very much a grind. UMBC's defense been very impressive, and this is a team that plays without a true post quite a lot. Whenever Akin goes off the floor, they're basically playing without a true center.
Carroll for a long 2, and he nails the 14-footer along the right side of the baseline. He's got 11. Make it 52-45. Hartford needs a stop now. Maura with the basketball. Crowd-shotting defense. There's Lyles. Goes now for Maura. Back to Lyles. Lyles drives in. Can't get a shot to go, and the rebound taken down by Carroll. Bounces down to Lynch. Yeah, they do. Now Lynch driving in. Elevates it, scores. A terrific job by Lynch. What an acrobatic move to get to the rim.
All of a sudden, it's 5.
Down to 5. It was double digits moments ago with 3.5 to play.
Got some life in him.
There's Maura. Back to the other side. Leaves it for Akin, who lays it up and in.
He's been so good tonight. Every time they need a big play, he makes a shot. That time it was just perfect deception.
Now Weatherington fires a 3 right to the hands of Lyles as he misses. A little bit too strong.
Yeah, and those are been too many of those tonight. Yeah. Too many contested shots early in the shot clock. Home run balls.
Hartford 6 for 24 from long range. Lyles. Sherburne, a 3 is good. Wow, that's a big one by Sherburne.
How about the pass by Lyles, though? Great, classic pick and pop, and Lyles put it right in his shooter's shot pocket, taking what was a 5-point lead to 10.
Now John Gallagher will call the timeout with 2:48 to go, and his team down by 10 now.
Well, give UMBC's guards all the credit. 2 big-time assists. Here's the pass by Lyles. Perfect to Sherburne. Pick and pop. Lead is 10.
UMBC on top. 2:48 to go. Well, moments ago was a 5-point game. Back to double digits, though, for the Retrievers. UMBC leading Hartford on the road, 57-47. 2:48 to go. And Hawks just call a timeout at them, and they've got to try to regroup and get something going offensively. They've got to get some stops.
Yeah, they certainly do. They were right within striking distance, and then, two big plays, 2 big passes from the UMBC guards really pushed that lead right back to 10.
As Dunn tries a 3 right out of the timeout and hits. So
huge
down to
shot.
7. Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yep, huge shot. Just
go.
what they needed out of that timeout.
But again, they need to get some stops as Maura has the basketball. He has been the best player on the court tonight with 24.
It's that same pick and pop action, and what they're doing is they're fading Sherburne. So he's setting the initial ball screen, and then he's coming off a fade screen subsequent to that.
So Maura going to the free throw line, an 87% free throw shooter. Try to pad his stats. He's got 24, as you mentioned. He is perfect 2 for 2 from the stripe tonight. Couple of dribbles, and the free throw's up and no good.
Rare miss. It's about the only thing he has missed tonight.
Yeah, he's played the game of his life. Lyles held 8 points, the all-conference selection, on 1 of 8 shooting. Moore, though, picking up the slack for UMBC, and with a second free throw, it's now an 8-point game. 2:22 to go. There's Lynch, a
Big
3.
One.
It's good! J.R. Lynch nails the 3, and now a 5-point game with just over 2 minutes to play.
Back-to-back threes for Hartford. They need a stop here in the worst way.
Now Moore against Lynch. Moving right. Lynch had a hand on that ball. Sherburne comes up with it, gives it not a Grant. Shotting defense as we go inside 2 minutes to play. UMBC with the basketball up by 5. There's Jordan Grants. Drives in and scores. Oh, boy.
How about the burst there? Really good spacing for UMBC. Took the help defenders out of the play and just straight line drive right to the rim.
94 seconds to go. There's Lynch, fakes the 3, drives in. Now gives it to Hobbs, who tries a 3. Side of the rim, no good. And UMBC pulls down the rebound. Now they'll slow things down with 90 seconds to go. That was a big miss right there.
It was a big miss. And I tell you what I'm impressed with here is the composure of UMBC. They have executed down the stretch really, really well. A couple minutes ago, they had that sequence where they bobbled a lot of balls. Some of their young bigs came in, couldn't really handle the balls in traffic. But their guards, there's another example right there.
The poise, basket goaltending called in Hartford.
The poise and execution of their guards down the stretch has been really, really impressive.
That goaltending will get Lyles to double digits. He's now at 10, 62-53 with a minute to go. There's Dunn moving right. Want to get it to Carroll, and they're going to call a reach in on Maura. And Morris picked up his 3rd foul, but it might be a little too late here.
Well, it gives Hartford an opportunity to stop the clock, chip away at the free throw line, and then probably extend their defense.
Dunn misses the free throw. Hartford has really struggled today shooting the basketball on both sides, from the line and from the floor. There's Maura. Bounces down to Lyles. 45 seconds to play. Back to Maura. Hartford will not foul. Now Maura moving right. Played by Lynch.
This is the value in having senior guards. Maura, senior. Lyles, a graduate student. Joe Sherburne, he's a junior, but he plays with that same veteran poise. How about that pass?
Wow. I could try to go up for it. Partially blocked. Hartford the rebound. There's the right side. Dunn's going to fire a 3. Can't get the shot to go. Sherburne grabbed the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It'll be UMBC basketball. And that'll do it with 16 seconds to play.
And I think you could see John Gallagher say, should we foul? And he's going to get his seniors a round of applause here on senior night.
And Maura will dribble things out. UMBC comes into Hartford and claims 2nd place in the number 2 seed. A very convincing win, 62-53, the final score. as John Gallagher and Ryan Odom shake hands, and the buzzer sounds, and this one is in the books.
And I tell you what, a gutsy win from UMBC. They're a team that is known for their offense, but tonight they did it with defense. They were active on and off the ball, and it paid off in a big way as they secured the second seed.
And we'll talk to Ryan Odom, the second-year head coach for the Retrievers, who has really done a terrific job. A 20-win season last year, now at least a 21-win season this season. And you got to tip your cap to come in here. Hartford was probably playing the best basketball of anyone in the America East Conference at this point. And sure enough, it's UMBC that comes away with the victory.
Well, and I think the other thing that's important is this is a UMBC team that's had some adversity in recent weeks. They just dropped a game at Stony Brook, and to come up with this win was huge. Coach, how are you?
Coach Jeff Dooley, Adam Finkelstein, and congratulations on your win here today as the Retrievers claim the number 2 seed in the upcoming playoffs.
I thought, we couldn't really score the basketball. They couldn't score at the beginning of the game. It was just kind of back and forth, kind of a battle of wills down the stretch. KJ obviously was huge. He made a ton of shots for us. He played the majority of the game.
Yeah, Adam and I were talking, when you have seniors and senior guards, good things happen. And boy, he stole the show tonight.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, he got going early, made a couple of open threes, and he's really good with the basketball. But again, it was a weird game for both of us. I don't think either coach walks into that locker room feeling great after that game. Obviously, I feel a little bit better because we won, but it was a weird game all around.
Coach, you've got to be happy, I think, with the execution in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Dool's mentioned your senior guards, but I think it's also, appropriate to credit your defense. I thought, Hartford was out of rhythm a little bit offensively, but a lot of that had to do with your defense. You guys had active hands.
Yeah.
You were rotating away from the ball. Were you pleased with that aspect of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our 3 main areas of focus are ball pressure, positioning, and then obviously finishing with the rebound. So we focused on that, the better part of the second half of conference play, and it's been a good look for us. Today, I thought our guys did a solid job with that. Our whole goal was to stay between them and the basket and force a hard shot. Offensively, we were just out of sync. I think they were as well. That's why I keep saying it was weird.
It was.
Because both are pretty good on offense.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, we'll take a look at the bracket as you claim the 2, and UMBC will be hosting UMass Lowell on Saturday, and Hartford as the 3. UMass Lowell is actually winning big at New Hampshire today. Hartford will host UNH, and you guys have played extremely well at home. Boy, you talk about a home court advantage. Not many teams in the country that have your type of record like you do in Baltimore.
Yeah, our guys have done well. We ended up starting in the RAC. We played 11 games there in the RAC, and then we've switched over to the new arena, which is going to be a great asset for not only our university but specifically our basketball program. Our players love it. I'm just happy our seniors are able to play there, and our fans are going to be able to see us a couple more games if we're fortunate enough, to move on.
You are building something special here, Coach. Back-to-back 20-win seasons, and I mean, people have to be excited about what's happening with UMBC men's basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly are. In our locker room, I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of how hard they've worked. The last 2 years. We lost a couple of good seniors last year, and Will Darley and Ben Grace. Will obviously played quite a bit of ball for us. He's still playing overseas. And, I'm going to lose my comfy blanket next year,
right.
When Jarris and KJ and Jordan all move on. But, they're all graduating, and one already has. So I'm really proud of that aspect as well.
Congratulations on the win today, and best of luck in the upcoming playoffs.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, Ryan Odom joining us from UMBC.
Thanks, Coach.
Don't forget, Hartford will play at 4 o'clock on Saturday here against the UNH Wildcats at Richfield Pavilion here in West Hartford. We'll have that game for you on Saturday night, tip-off at 4 o'clock. So for Adam Finkelstein, I'm Jeff Dooley saying so long from West Hartford. The final score, UMBC 62, Hartford 53. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app. Or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as the other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.